Welcome back to the Four Against podcast here on Nick Hall Comedy. I'm Nick Hall, joined as always by
Josh Griffey.
Hey, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, you know what? Fucking rate and review it. Don't care. No more excuses. If you're on YouTube, jam those like buttons and, leave whatever you want to be for or against, and we'll talk about it. And, you know what? It's about to be summer again, hopefully. Otherwise, I'm probably going to fucking do something rash. I'm tired of winter. So you know what you need? T-shirts. Go to CoachKentMurphy.com/shop. Yeah, that's it for the promos.
See, I feel the opposite.
That was good.
I feel like the Seal song "Kiss from a Rose" when the winter hits. My eyes become alive when I see the snow.
I'm if it was four against winter, double golden against.
Oh, God.
It's
I don't
the
have
worst.
to hear lawnmowers. I don't get caught up in random yard chit-chat. I get to wear these big-ass sweaters. Yeah, man, I love the winters.
I like walking around in my backyard with no shirt on, staring down the neighbor ladies.
Let them know. David Attenborough would say, a display of dominance.
Yeah, and then their husbands see it and they just start yelling out the back door, honey, get inside!
There's no defense.
There's no defense.
At least stand in the baby pool if you're going to be draining that much. I don't know, man. Hey, embrace it. The seasons change with them. Embrace.
No.
Be your best winter. This is how sad it is. Because I have my little book of highly productive grift things I'm supposed to do every day. Way behind. Just IOUs for days, right?
Oh, I'm there.
My productive book looks like the briefcase in Dumb and Dumber. You're going to want to keep that one.
That's
for 10,000 steps. You're going to. But yeah, I've taken to just walking circles around my house like I'm a fucking circus elephant.
Hell yeah.
It's not ideal, but you make do.
It's not the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, things that I like to do in the winter are avoid human contact and sleep.
You're like a bear.
Yeah. I hate the winter. I hate it.
It's all right.
No, it's not.
It's all right.
I lived in Hawaii and Southern California for a while.
Yeah.
And it was the greatest time of my life. Not because of the things I did, but because it never got cold.
Yeah.
You
it'd be
know?
like 55, and you're like, ooh.
Yeah. God. It's the greatest.
Southern California, if you just took out, almost all of the people.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Just shift them somewhere else. So, spread that shit out.
Yeah.
It'd be paradise in here.
Like Scott Bakula can stay. He seems pretty cool.
Scott Bakula. I mean, you can quantum leap his ass over to me anytime he wants.
He's cool.
Scott Baio, out.
Baio gone.
Yeah. All right. I know you're trying to drag this out before you have to eat the crow, as it were.
What crow? What crow is this?
Should we just do our four against?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So clearly, the GOAT has struck again, right? GOAT man. Tom Brady just fucking making it rain on P. Mahomes.
Getting gift calls.
It's always the
entire first half.
It can't always be the refs. They beat them by...
Oh, my God. The Chiefs had 90 penalty yards.
They beat them by 22.
In the second quarter, when the game changed.
22.
The Bucs had 39 total. Fuck out of here.
I mean,
Fuck out of here with that.
If the refs are what you're calling the Kansas City receivers' hands, then yes, I agree. That's what cost them the game.
Point.
I think it's high time. I think not only is Tom Brady the GOAT of the NFL by light years. I don't even see the case anymore. I think we got to start putting him in the pantheon of all-time athletic GOATs.
Athletic?
For or against Tom Brady needing more respect on his name.
No. No. First of all,
okay.
If you're not going to do it, I am Casey Shaw.
Okay.
This rooted from Casey Shaw's post that said against or against Tom Brady being called the GOAT. And I'm with you, Shaw, because I'm against
Casey
it.
Shaw illustrates the point, right? The against. Well done. Clever. You get a golf clap for comedy.
He's not the GOAT.
You get a Dumbledore clap. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
I truly believe that he has some deeply incriminating things against Roger Goodell. Because I truly believe that
Roger Goodell Q.
I truly believe that if he were officiated the way that everyone else were officiated, he would be maybe a 500 quarterback in the league over his career, and he would have been out of the league 8 years ago.
You cannot honestly believe
I
that.
honestly believe that.
I know you want to believe it.
I do believe that.
You want to believe it.
I do believe that.
You really don't. You
I believe
really
that
think
to
you
be
can make a case. And I'm not talking about the most best throwing arm, right?
Well, it's just not coincidence anymore.
Yeah, you're right.
Every
It's not
time he wins a
coincidence.
big game, like the calls are just, it's just unbelievably skewed in his favor.
So,
Oh, I'm just lucky, I guess.
the call he got that is undeniable, the Tuck rule, right, against the Raiders and the
Yeah.
Saints. That's undeniable that's one of the
Dog
worst
shit.
calls of all time,
Yeah.
right? That's now 1 of 7. He has more Super Bowl rings than any franchise,
I don't really give a fuck.
right? And so it's
They
like,
gave him
take
to
away
him.
the one.
Yeah, but they gave him to him.
And then you add in, okay, so there was also the David Tyreek catch. Like, he could have even more. Like, I don't think, you can't honestly think it's all the flags. I agree with you. It's not a coincidence. Andy's fucking 43.
Yeah.
So play this game with me, right?
He's a lizard person also.
There's probably
Which is also
five
not fair.
quarterbacks that could have gone to Tampa Bay this year. And also they would have just overcome that shitty team that Jameis left and have won the
But
Super
he didn't
Bowl,
overcome it. They just were like, well, it's Tom, so we're going to give it to him. He didn't overcome shit.
I mean, I know what you're doing here is that you're trying to take Tom Brady out of it.
Yeah.
Tom Brady did way more in this game than Peyton Manning did in his Broncos game when he played the worst Super Bowl ever by a quarterback.
That's great.
I know you're mad, but
Peyton
okay.
Manning's also 3-1 against Tom Brady in the AFC Championship game, so there's that. And in the biggest game they could play against each other, Manning owns him. So
I mean, you could say that,
So-
I guess.
so who's the GOAT now, bitches?
Peyton Manning
It's
beat
me.
sexy Rexy Grossman,
Yeah, that's great.
the worst person ever to be in the Super Bowl.
You can't
besides
pick your
Peyton
opponents,
Manning
man.
with-
You can't pick them.
Okay, that's fine. Neither can Tom.
Yeah.
You're telling me you're not willing to put any respect on Tom Brady's name.
Nope. No, because
None.
I believe it's all been gifted to him. I believe.
You have got to be shitting me.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I 100% believe
You think that game was just
that
the
his
refs.
entire career is a cheat. Yeah. I've seen too much. I've seen too much evidence.
From Tom Brady running a
Too much evidence.
9.440 in the combine
Yeah.
to becoming the GOAT.
And also, he's a lizard person, which is also cheating.
Well, now if he's a lizard person,
Yeah,
that's definitely
he's a
cheating.
shapeshifter. I almost guarantee it.
Well, I do love they show the decades of Tom, and you're
Yeah.
like, his hotness has increased.
I feel like
300%. And I'm like, is that just wealth or lizard person?
I feel like Alex Jones on Rogan right now. Like, I'm a little bit retarded.
Yeah. The flags are turning Tom Gay. Like just screaming. Yeah.
But also,
I
I'm
feel
right.
like I'm talking to InfoWars.
Well,
because the war is over. The info's in and the war's over.
Yeah.
Tom Brady is the GOAT.
he's cheated. No, he's not.
He's the absolute GOAT.
I disagree.
Now you could argue quarterback versus other positions.
I disagree.
But there's no one in his class.
They give him he hasn't earned. I don't think he's earned a single thing. I just really don't.
I'm trying to figure out how to.
It just doesn't add up.
Okay, so Jordan got gifted a lot of calls in his time, right? You take that away from Jordan? You're knocking him down a notch?
I don't think it's nearly the same.
I think he probably got more calls than Brady.
I think LeBron's on the same.
Because the refs get a call, like 30 calls for him a game. With Tom Brady, it's like maybe 2 a game where you're
Yeah.
like, that could or could not have been a call.
I think LeBron's more like the Angels in the outfield scenario. where they're like, we'll get you to the finals, but we can't win it for. Like, once you're there, you got to do it yourself. You know what I mean?
That's when LeBron
And then that's
goes
when
from
you find
Michael
out, you're like,
Jordan
oh shit, he's not that great.
to
Look at him.
recovering alcoholic Tony Danza just falls off the mound.
Tom, on the other hand, they're just like the Angels are there the whole time. Angels being Roger Goodell and the NFL officials. Yeah,
I mean,
I truly believe.
I
know I sound like a loon right now.
Yeah.
I know it,
yeah.
but I really believe this. Like I really, and I'm a pretty dumb guy, but I'm not that dumb.
Fool me once. You can't fool me 7 times.
You get 3 fools with me. I'll be honest.
The first 3 legit. Now you're lying. Anything post Brewski. No,
Teddy
but this
Bruschi.
is. I thought the argument you were going to make is that Tampa Bay just fucking annihilated them defensively.
Yeah, kind
Like
of.
Tampa Bay's defense just fucking.
But the
beat
refs
shit out of the
deflated
Chiefs.
the Chiefs in the first half with all those fucking penalties.
The Chiefs just were dropping balls.
I mean, they gave Tom like 2 free 50-yard penalties on pass interferences where a guy didn't touch the guy.
Didn't touch him at all.
No,
That's your
the
claim.
Mike Evans one, he did not get touched at all. Mike Evans fell.
He got touched.
He did not get touched.
They
Watch it
tangled
again.
feet.
Watch it again. They didn't even
They
touch.
tangled
They
feet.
did not even touch feet.
I agree that
They
ball
did not
was
even
uncatchable. They should have.
It doesn't matter about uncatchable.
I know, but it should.
There was no contact made. That one, and then the interception when they called when Tyrann Mathieu picked off the ball,
the honey badger.
and then 10 minutes after he picked it off, they're like, "Wait a minute!" And they threw a flag. Give it back to Tom. Give it back to Tom. Like the Weeknd did his performance, and then they were like, "Oh wait, it's never mind."
Maybe the referee was lost in the fucking Weeknd set, and he's like, "Wait, I gotta throw a flag."
That performance was less staged than the NFL game itself.
You could go to any
that was
playoff
less
game
rehearsed
and find those
than the NFL's walkthrough for how they could cheat for Tom to win.
You can find that in every NFL game. Every fan base thinks they get hosed. Des Bryant made a catch. Blah, whatever.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a Chiefs fan. Like I don't have any dog in the fight.
No, you do have a dog in a fight because you're not a Chiefs fan, but you hate Tom Brady.
I wish I had it.
You hate Tom Brady more than any person who walks this earth.
Sick him, boy. Sick Tom.
Like
sick Tom's nuts.
There are actual serial killers and rapists and dictators that you hate less than Tom Brady.
Correct.
Yeah. I mean, you have a dog in the fight.
I thought about that.
Like, just name one person you hate more than
Well,
Tom
that's
Brady.
the thing. Is like I watched the Night Stalker documentary, and I came out of that with less hate for the Night Stalker than I
You're like, at least he earned it.
He did.
I didn't see any flags as he was running through that neighborhood getting pummeled.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. You hate him more than anyone on earth.
Yep.
I was hoping that we could just brush by the obvious that he's the best football player.
But he's not.
And move on to where does he rank among
If you think Tom Brady
goats?
is the best football player ever play, I don't think you understand the sport of football.
Well, you could argue that, I mean, he is the best player of the most impactful position in football.
No, he's not.
He is.
No, he's not.
Because every NFL player tells you across the board who's the best player
I've
in the
seen
NFL
10 quarterbacks.
now. Aaron Donald.
I've seen 10 quarterbacks at least do it better than him. At least.
That throw the ball better. He's better at all the other X Factor stuff.
No, he's not.
He just knows more. He trains harder. He eats.
He's the best at
receiving. He eats his TB12 vegetables a day.
He is the best at receiving gifts from the NFL. Receiving freebies.
He's like one of Jeter's one night stands.
I want to know what he's got. I want to know what he's got on Goodell. He's got something big.
I mean, I think Goodell
like,
pretty much.
I bet.
Is
What if
just
Goodell What if Goodell eats children or something? And Tom was like, I got a meeting with Goodell today when he was rookie year. He was like, I don't know, Roger wants to meet with me. And Tom got the time wrong and he walked in.
Oh, shit.
He walked in and Goodell was just like eating a kid. And he was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
And Tom happened to have like a fucking one of those flip cameras from back in the day. It was before cell phone.
He had his flip phone?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, Goodell
and Roger's like, no! And he was like, Tom's like, look, I won't tell.
Yeah.
Just give me like a bunch of Super Bowls. And Goodell's like, done.
He was a lizard person. He hadn't Gorilla glued his hair back on yet.
Yeah, and then his eyeballs changed. And Tom was like, don't worry. And Tom goes, and he's like, me too. You know?
That's a cool. Because I was gonna say, Goodell's too dumb. Like I don't believe in. It's kind of like you hear this with politicians, right? About conspiracies. I'm like, I think that guy just baseline is too dumb to be in like a vast conspiracy. Yeah. That's how I feel about Goodell.
I don't even respect Tom Brady because I honest to God, I feel like he's cheated his entire career.
I mean, he's fucking 43.
And been cheated for.
He's 43.
Yeah.
Like that deserves some respect.
I disagree.
The fact that he can
and
even
there's
play
no way that he's
game.
43 and still playing in that good of shape without steroids too.
TB12.
So
you don't need steroids if all you do is yoga and
sure
watch
you do.
tape.
Sure you do.
I mean, did you watch his documentary on how to live a better life?
Yeah, not interested.
Not interested.
No.
This is why. So you're
Unless
full of
he
hate. Your body's prematurely aging.
I am. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm drinking some haterade right now.
You could take TB 12 years off your life with this terrible lifestyle you're in.
No.
I thought we were going to come to at least an agreement, like, because that was
Isn't that the great ending though?
Is done.
TB goes to TB and wins. Like, wow, good script.
Oh my God,
great script, NFL.
You are turning into Reddit.
That's Freemason symbol like
Tampa Bay
symbolism right there.
When did he get the copyright on that?
Well, now they're Champa Bay. Yeah, that's great.
Champa Bay. That's cool. My cousin was there. They lived there. It was buck wild in the bars, so they probably all have COVID now too.
Well, yeah.
So at least take that out of it. I'm actually sad because that game I was like, there's no more debate now. Like, now that he did it without Belichick, Andy beat Rodgers and Breeze and Mahomes on the way to
He didn't beat Rodgers either. They got a bunch of great, like, gifted.
I should have known
a
that was
bunch of gifts in that game, too. Like,
well,
yep.
I walked backward with my cheek spread into that one. I should have seen it. All right, I guess. I'm super for the GOAT of GOATs. I think it's really like, I mean, he's up there with Jordan and I don't know. That might be it.
No.
I would say Michael Phelps, but that's just like an exercise. That's not like real sports that people like.
Swimming's a real sport.
Yeah, but I win 12 medals for like just using my arms differently. Like, you're just racking up bullshit.
Like his whole body, dude.
But I mean, like, okay, so you swim fast. That's one medal. Oh, but I do it like this, and I do it like this, and backwards. It's like that's still one swimming.
Yeah,
that's one swimming.
Well, it's not like the other sports where like they don't even like win. They just like somebody's like 8, and another guy's like I don't know 7.
I really like the way
you know
he
what I mean?
sparkled.
Like,
his
there's
boots.
no way to
That's a
actually
9.
win.
Yeah, I agree.
Other than like some old fat white guy, and
he's
like,
at least faster, sure.
Yeah, but like it's better than those sports.
Right.
Than when like with some Russian guy that's like, eating spaghetti is like 6. You know what I mean?
6. I do not like his motherland. Yeah, no, I agree. So I think probably Brady. Honestly, I think it's harder to win in the NFL than the NBA. So maybe the GOAT of all goats. The GOAT of all goats.
Yeah.
White Phillip, dude. That's him now.
Yeah, the grossest of all time. Bah! He looks like, I'm
so
salty.
full of hatred.
Yeah.
You're so full of hatred.
I'm a hater.
All right, I'll let you off the hook. Come on, guys. You know.
I
You
won.
know the White Phillip, the GOAT of all goats. All right, what's your first 4 again?
Well, we're going to stick with the Super Bowl theme.
All right, here we go.
4 against streakers at sporting events.
The most 4. I'm absolutely for.
Same.
Why not?
Yeah.
That's my thing. Because my son tried to watch the game with me, and I don't even think he made it a quarter because he's like, why do they just stop playing all the time? And I was like, it's a good point.
Fair point.
Like, if you go to an NFL game, it's the slowest. It's a boring sport to watch a lot of times, right? You have like these really high pitch moments, but a lot of times it is just like slow. Fat guys walking back to the line with their hands on their head. It's I get it. So now in those interludes, you get some guy running around with his dong out, and we get to see if he gets tased or tackled. That's extra value. That's extra entertainment value. What I hate is that the networks now cut away and just show us boring shit. Like, we don't want to encourage people.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, you have a streaker on the field now. Like, your lack of encouragement hasn't worked. You got to show the streakers.
I'm for it, 100%. But like back to kind of like, I got an aside. So your son watching the game, you're like, why does it stop all the time? Like, I love when people don't understand it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not to like their discredit, but like my favorite description ever of a game was our buddy that's like helping us produce a bunch of stuff. He produced a movie a couple years ago, and he was telling me the story, and he took the director out. The director was like not a sports guy, at all. He had
just never seen a football game
ever.
Right?
And so he takes him to a University of Texas football game, like pre-COVID, when it was like packed stadiums and shit. And he was like, "What do you think?" And the guy was like, "I don't know." He's like, "Forced patriotism before the game." He goes, everybody chanting the same thing, people marching in the band, and like jets flying over. He goes, "Feels more like North Korea to me." And I was like, from a guy that like, it's the best description of a sporting event that I've ever heard, because it's better than like somebody just being like, this sucks, I don't like it. Like, this guy like thought it through.
He had good reasons, right? And it's funny because when he laid it out, you're like, I could kind of see it.
Like, I started questioning myself. I was like, is that why I like this?
Yeah. Am I a sheeple?
Am I a sheep person?
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
But yeah, that was my aside. But yeah, I'm all the way for streaking.
Yeah.
I read like this thing, and it was like written by like Karenopoulos or whatever.
Karen.
And she's like, I don't know why. I have to watch this game, and they have to have a streaker, and they couldn't cut away in time, and all this, and like, I raise kids, and like, they don't need to see this. Like, same argument that every Karen has. Like, we're all expected to raise her children for her, and that's actually kind of why I like it.
Oh, anything that riles a
You know what I
Karen,
mean?
I'm
Well,
pretty
you
good
know
in-
what? We need
within
less
the legal bounds.
We need less pussies as kids anyway. Sometimes
also-
you got to see a dong on national TV. You know
Again-
what I mean? You're like, oh, I thought I was watching football.
Sure.
Nope. That's a grown man naked running across the field. Get used to it, kid. Life sucks a little bit.
Yeah.
And you're going to see some shit out there. You know what I mean?
You're definitely going to see dongs you don't want to see in the wild. Like,
You're
this
gonna.
is life.
Yeah,
I
wait till
can't tell you the
gym.
number of times I was
Wait
walking
till
around.
gym class,
Yeah,
kid.
Just a dick.
Yeah.
Just a dick. No, I mean, yeah. Also, it's like, it's the context of the dick, right? Now, if he ran out and held Patrick Mahomes down by the helmet and used his dick, then you're like, well, that is highly unacceptable.
But
Put
I
him
wouldn't
in
turn the
jail.
channel. I'd be like, wait a minute.
Now you're like, if it's Tom Brady, you're like, "Gah!"
Get him!
But yeah, I mean,
Oh, he likes it!
if it's just a dick flopping around, this is another thing, because this is something we had to discuss as parents, right?
Yeah.
'Cause my wife was getting a shower the other day. The kid walked in. She's just like getting ready for her day, right?
Yeah.
And my son walks in and goes, "Hey, Mom, where's your weenie?" Like he couldn't figure it out. He's
Yeah.
like, "Why don't you have a weenie?" And like it really bothered. And she's like, "Oh my God," like he's starting to think about bodies. Like, should I cover up? And I was like, if seeing you like walk from the shower to your towel is enough to break him, he's already broken.
Yeah.
Right? Like we need as a society, especially American society, it's okay to just see T's and V's and P's.
Yep.
Like it's fine. If you just see a dick flopping around, that should not be offensive to anyone
Ever.
for any reason,
Yeah.
right? Why you're like the creator gave us these things.
Yeah.
If they're just flopping around, it doesn't fucking matter.
Well, I agree.
Now, if it's in an offensive, vulgar, like you're weaponizing the dick, sure.
Yeah, well, see, I spent...
Maybe that's the argument that streakers weaponize.
And see, I wish, like, I would have seen some more streakers, I guess, you know?
Yeah.
Well, again, I'm with your son on this one. Because I went through a good portion of my childhood because I'd had the same experience. I walked in on my mom and I was like, where the fuck is your weenie, you know?
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, and then one day I walked in on her peeing, like sitting down to pee, and she didn't say anything. She's like, get out. And I remember leaving. I was a kid and I was like, chicks pee out of their butt. And like I went through, it clicked to me. Like I thought I had fucking cracked the code. I was like, I get it now. They just pee out of their butt. But I went like a good 3 years of my fucking childhood, like really believing this. Until I was like way too old to actually know better. I was like fucking 11. I was like, yeah, I should probably know that.
Would it not
I probably
have been
should have
better
known
had
that.
you known? That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Or should it be shame and stuff? Yeah, I think we're really weird about nudity. Like it's weird because like football stadium, I'm like, yeah, run free. Like put your shoes on, run butt naked. Subway car, not cool. Right? So like
I
there is
disagree.
I think there's a proximity factor too. If you're out in the field, you're far enough away. But like, yeah, I remember like in the subway, like we had like the crazy subway guys.
Yeah.
And like I've dealt with some shit.
Yeah.
And I think anything in a subway is almost unacceptable, right? So I guess there are lines. I see what Karenopolis is talking about.
Think about this though.
Yeah.
Let's say the city bus.
Yeah.
How different would the Night Stalker story have been? Back to the Night Stalker, because like he had like that moment that happens in movies where like a guy was on the bus, reading the paper with his picture on it, sees him, and is like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Now picture this: the Night Stalker standing butt ass naked on the bus. That guy's only looking at the dong. Never would have pieced it together that he was looking at the Night Stalker. Streaking could have benefited him there.
I mean, it is the part of the documentary. I was like, I do wonder, like, if his dong just looks like Willem Dafoe from the first Spider-Man. Like, I bet his dong even looks evil.
What if
right?
it's Doc Ock instead, though?
Whoa! Well, then I really want to see. Like, yeah, that should be publicly available information.
That changes the whole ending of that story.
Honestly, I watched The Night Stalker. I'm like, how has this not been like 10 movies already?
It's amazing.
It's horrifying. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird because like we talked about this with the breastfeeding at the zoo where they had that like hot box of shame for fear that like a kid's going to see an errant titty.
Yeah.
And it's like there are levels. I do think that vagina is probably the most taboo, which is weird to me.
Yeah.
Because it's so non-offensive, right?
Yeah.
It's, just like built into the body so much more artfully. And people really hate the dick. But it feels so weird that it feels like the Karens of the world are so mad at the thought of like cleavage. Like you see, there were ladies that get kicked off of airplanes for having cleavage.
Oh, yeah.
That's fucking crazy shit.
And that's when I get off the plane. I'm like, come on, I'll drive. Let's go, babe.
Come on, let's
Come
go
on,
to the
Bieb,
bar.
I'll go to Hertz and get us a car.
I'm with you. No, I think we got to free it up. It's fun because this is the thing. How much money did they pay to be in that fucking stadium?
And well, did you hear the rumor though? It's like going around. Some guy posted a picture with that guy before the game. Apparently, and I've been scouring the internet trying to confirm if this is true or not. But supposedly, this guy that ran onto the field before the game made a $50,000 bet at plus 750 that there would be somebody run on the field during the game.
Really?
So he won like $375K.
I didn't know you could bet on that.
Apparently, you can bet on anything in the Super Bowl.
Why isn't everyone doing that every year?
Yeah. But I was like, if that's true, that's fucking genius.
Also,
That's genius.
it's not fraud.
I don't think anywhere it stipulates like you can't be the one that runs out.
You can't be the
But like he like if the sports book was Robin Hood, he was definitely Reddit that day. He was he was doing dicks and stonks.
My dick stonks is
My
up.
dick stonks, baby.
Yeah, no, I'm more for it then. If you're also, then you're like he just has a job.
Yeah,
That's a guy that doesn't need a
that's
relief
an
check. He's killing it.
opportunity right there, baby.
Okay, if he bet on himself and won all that money,
I think it's
I'm
wonderful.
1,000,000% for it.
And I can't find anywhere to confirm if anybody knows whether that's true or just
I bet he's not putting that info out.
Well, and I hate it because it was like kind of like in meme form.
Yeah.
And I despise people that just like read memes and like, what did you know? Like, well, it's a meme and you didn't research. I researched this and I can't find anything either way. So the jury's out. But if it's true,
I just assumed he was a TikToker.
no, well, that could be too.
Oh, speaking of, I know your hated enemy Tom Brady won, but your other hated enemy Jackson Mahomes was taking L's.
Was he?
Mad L's because he did the dumbest TikTok dance in the booth.
Yeah.
And people were just roasting him.
Good.
It was
good,
hilarious.
Good. He goes to fucking all these NFL games with all these great seats, and he just hand dances and suites all night.
Oh, it literally is just like the wax on, wax off.
It's the same move in all of them. He's like,
yeah.
And they do those like really bad Tybo punches in them and shit. Yeah.
Billy Black. No, that's what I'm against. If your only job is being related to Patrick Mahomes and TikTok dancing,
yeah.
Take the art
if you're
form
just
seriously.
hand dancing on
dancer.
TikTok, I don't like you.
Yeah, but like if he was a good dancer, you'd be all for it. Right?
I like Tom Brady more than I like hand dancers on TikTok.
That's a lot of people.
It's a lot.
Well, okay, that's progress.
Yeah, it's progress.
That's progress. We're moving towards a better future. Yeah, I'm for public nudity most of the time.
Yeah, me too.
Not at like Chuck E. Cheese.
Well, no, not around. I don't want to be on a list.
No, but like
I don't want to register with
if you
any
and your
bureaus.
buddies are out having a beer golfing, and on hole 4,
show them a little
some
butthole.
chubby naked guy runs across the fairway, you're gonna think that's making your golf.
Yeah,
day
and then like when my friends get done looking, they're gonna look back over at me, and I've got my butthole spread open.
Double funny.
You know what I mean?
Double
they're like,
funny.
oh, we can't get away.
Double down. Now it's a party. Everyone's naked.
And I'm like, you better get a 9-iron.
That hole is sure far away. Oh, gross. Yeah, they get their little binoculars out that tells them the yardage at your butthole. Gross. All right. For against attending your own funeral. I watched the movie Ghost this week. Patrick Swayze. We're doing Amour movies over the month of love on Film Alchemist, right? So we're doing like people who love things that aren't human, right?
It's a strange
Fish, robots, Ghost, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I watched the movie with Patrick Swayze. I'd never seen Ghost, by the way. Because I always was like, I want to see Patrick Swayze be like the butch tough guy. I don't want to watch him like cry and do pottery.
Yeah.
I didn't realize Ghost kicks ass. That movie's amazing, by the way.
It's a weird one.
It's weird, but it's really fucking good. And that was one of the things. He gets to go to his own funeral. Now, granted, he's also kind of solving his own murder.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting experiment that I've thought about a bunch of times. I wanted your take for or against going in ghost form or time traveler, let's say, to your own funeral.
Golden 4.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, and I would watch like some motherfucker that's like not paying attention. One of my friends, quote unquote friends, not crying, haunting them.
Haunting them?
Oh yeah, if
Would
you're
you be mad at your friends for not coming?
Yeah, then I'm haunting you.
Because I feel like, especially us, we have those friends that would be like, I'm not going there and putting on the suit, but I will get hammered at the bar.
Well,
be like, this is what they wanted.
Yeah, I'll let those guys slide. But if you come and you're not, and you're not properly crying to pay your respects toward me, then I'm haunting you. Yep.
See, that's what I like. Who's making the "I'll be your shoulder to cry on" to my wife?
Oh,
I want to know that. Who's trying to like dad up my kids?
I'll tell you now, it's gonna be me.
Yeah.
Well,
you're moving in.
I don't know.
You wouldn't like this.
No, I'm kind of a scumbag though.
This domestic house prison that I'm in, I think you would bristle. Yeah.
House prison.
You would be great escaping, jumping the lawnmower out of here. You're a wild stallion. You wouldn't like these walls.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean, right? This is my thing. Yeah, I want to know who is just like there for the social season. I think it's interesting because this is the other thing, right? What if it's time travel? That way you know who you could be nicer to or more mean to. Like who's someone who didn't come to your funeral and you're like, I should put in more time with them.
So when you slip into like the alternate timeline or whatever and you're like back, that's a good point.
Now you can be like, oh, I don't want to be the funeral that doesn't have Gary. Gary's loved by everyone.
Yeah.
Gary didn't love me. Now you can alter it. Or let's say you go to your funeral. You start seeing like, oh man, I think that person loved me, like had a crush on me.
That's what I was just thinking.
That's a good one.
Yeah, because then I'd be like, I gotta get to this other timeline. I'm like, I gotta go fuck Tiff. You know what I mean, or like whoever. Like, yeah. No,
it's cool though, right? Like I think the theories of it, right?
She is crying way too hard. I think she wanted to fuck me.
Yeah. Well, I think everyone is like, oh, it'd be so sad. I don't want to see my family sad. And you're like, that's house money at this point. You're a ghost.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't matter,
yeah.
right? If you're a time traveler,
yeah.
now I can go back and affect change. Because we watched this other movie on the show called About Time. I don't know if I told you about this. British movie from the Love Actually guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, all the men in this family, and only the men, can go into a dark space, close their eyes, and they can travel back in time, right? Well, my wife got mad at me. She's like, it's such a romantic, beautiful movie. Well, there's a scene where this kid has a crush, Margot Robbie.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
like an exchange student in his house.
I got a crush on her, too.
Yeah, right? And
Weird.
So all summer, he's like, I'm going to try to bang Margot Robbie.
Ever since I saw her
and he starts
Wolf of Wall
using
Street.
his time travel powers to try to, like, hook up with her.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen. Like 2 or 3 years later, now he's a lawyer in the big town. He sees her again.
Got it.
His girl is at home, right? The one that he is, like, partners with. They live together. He's out at the thing. Margot Robbie walks him up to the door. He has the choice. He could fuck Margot Robbie, time travel back, and technically in the timeline, he didn't fuck Margot Robbie.
I'm following
Even though he still has the memory of it. And he could go back to just being, like, the boyfriend. And I told Amy, I was like, that's where this movie loses people, is because every man would fuck Margot Robbie if they could time travel back and not do it. She's like, no, that's cheating. I'm like, no, it's not. The timelines wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, 100%.
Every single man would do that, I think.
I would do it
it's
like
hard.
10
She
times.
didn't want to hear that.
I would just keep bouncing between timelines and doing it.
Yeah, right. Well, it's weird when you start thinking about the movie, because the first time he fucks his girlfriend, it's bad.
Yeah.
Then he's like, one more. Goes back, she's like, it's a little better. And finally, the third time, they're like all sprawled out and sweaty. And she's like, wow, really good for a first time. He's like, I know, right? And I'm like, look, he's already manipulating her.
Yeah.
Like, he absolutely is going to pound Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I think
it.
things like that are fascinating, though.
I do, too.
What's the number one thing you'd want to know from your own funeral? Is it where you died, timeline-wise, or status? Or more the who's there?
Oh, who's there?
Yeah, that would matter more.
Yeah.
I would want to know
see,
if I died a great man.
Yeah.
Like, did I do something cool? Was I like the guy that won $1 million streaking at the Super Bowl?
I doubt it.
Doesn't seem likely.
Doesn't seem like signs point to no. I kind of already know where I stand on that. So I want to see how many people show up that think way too highly of me. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Like your mom's over there just like she's singing songs like you're Odysseus.
She's like, Nick was a really good comedian. And I was like, yeah, I was. Yeah, I was, Mom. Keep telling him that.
Yeah, I know. Well, come on, Mom. Sell it. Sell it more.
Sell it.
Harder. Always be closing, Mom.
Always.
Even when the casket
well, no.
closes.
Speaking of Ghost, so
Okay.
I don't know if you remember that the rap song from the early 2000s. This is before Patrick Swayze died, so now it's actually like double funny.
Whoa.
But it was called Ghost Ride the Whip.
Yeah, the car.
Yeah, where he's like, but the line in it is like, Ghost Ride, go crazy. Who's that driving? Patrick Swayze.
Ooh, ouch.
Like that's well, no, it's because he was in Ghost and then he died. And I'm like, now that's double funny because he was in Ghost and he's a ghost.
Double.
Now, who's that
man.
driving? Patrick Swayze. Ghost Ride
I don't
the
think
Whip.
you'd use Patrick Swayze anymore. There's other celebrity car deaths that would be more on
Yeah,
point,
but it
I guess.
rhymes with go crazy, Patrick Swayze.
Oh, that's true.
That's why.
Crazy Swayze.
And but when they wrote it, it's because he was in Ghost. He was the ghost.
Yeah. I think I'd feel sad, though, if I was, like, surfing on top of my... Not because I'm obviously a loser, but also be like, Patrick Swayze's so close, but so far away.
I don't think I
Driving my
want to
car.
be a ghost.
You don't want to be a ghost?
No, I don't think so.
I think I would fucking love being a ghost.
I don't know. I think I would just get bored though.
Why?
Because then you're just like watching shit. Like I'd haunt people and
What
stuff.
are you doing now?
Yeah, that's true.
We're all, especially this last year, it's just
Yeah.
been living like a ghost. You
Yeah.
could still watch, if you haunted a house where someone had bomb taste, like you're like, oh man, that guy got a new Criterion Collection Blu-ray.
Yeah,
Like this guy has awesome music.
yeah.
You just got to pick a cool family to haunt.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because why? Then it's like, because I always have this, I'm like, fuck, I wish I had that loading room from The Matrix,
Yeah.
right? Where I could just be like, boo, and I'm just in an empty white room. And it's like, what do you want to do today? And it's like, I'd just like to read for like 40 minutes without getting hit with a popsicle. You know what I mean? That's all I want. And
You'd
then
be
I
the
come
most
back out.
boring ghost ever.
I would.
I'd be haunting people. You'd be like, I'm just gonna read a few more chapters.
Yeah,
and then I'll come.
literally.
And then I'll come haunt with you.
Well, this I think is the parenting divide. Is like when it gets to a certain point as a parent, you're mostly just like, what are your dreams now? Silence.
yeah.
Silence, and that's it. That's all I want in my activities. Is just not to be. Which way does my weenie hole go in the undies? I'm like, this should be obvious, but okay, I'll set down my life and come do that. Yeah, like I think I would love being a fucking ghost. No responsibility, no stake. Because I think this too. I'd be a vampire in a heartbeat.
Vampire would be kind of dope. I would be a vampire.
I know. Well, my neighbors were always
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you'd give up seeing the sun and like a beach day," and I'm like, "Yeah, right now for way less than eternal
Freaks
life."
come out at night, baby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
could live in the night
Yeah.
exclusively and be a like
Yeah.
bar crawling, like leather clad vampire.
Yeah.
Also, a lot of good reading whenever.
Plus, I'd always go around singing that Jason Segel song or whatever Segel song. Die, die, I can't.
I would just start talking like
Yeah.
the count.
Yeah,
But I think this is the whole thing, right? I think being a ghost is cool because we want that voyeur shit. And that's the thing. I think we have so much, like right now, like me and you are working on all these projects.
yeah,
You have those days where you're like, I'm not doing it right. This matters. Well,
yeah. Every day.
yeah, every day you're like, I'm failing. I'm losing. Like, I've lost another day. I'm a foot closer to the grave. Once you're in the grave, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
now
I
you're
know.
just like, oh, season 19 of Walking Dead. Let's go.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter anymore.
that's true.
I think there would be a freedom to it.
That's true. Yeah,
And honestly, I want to attend my funeral just to. I think I want to see what the storylines are going to be.
well, yeah.
'Cause I-
Well, yeah. See, that's the big.
That's the thing.
That's why I'm curious of who's going to be there.
Yeah.
And then I follow him to the bar afterwards, and then you really find out. I think you would really find out
Oh yeah.
what some people think, because like everybody would be like, yeah. Like,
At the funeral, everyone's nice.
no, they'd be like, oh, he's great. He was so great, you know. And then like two of them they break off. This happens every time you go to a funeral, and they're like, I mean, I'm sucks, but he was kind of a fucking dick. You know what I mean?
I mean,
Like,
he owed me $12, and
yeah.
you know?
And I just
For
want to
sure.
hear that, and I'd be like, all right, motherfucker.
I would love to know those because, like, even in our friend groups, right? We're in like a couple of friend groups.
Yeah,
I know that when I'm not there, I'm like, I know people are saying horrible shit about me,
yeah,
even if it's not like meant to be like we hate Griffey.
yeah.
I know there are things that are said
Well, and
that
I
are
also
unkind,
like
and you always want to know.
one
those
thing I
things.
want to see too, and I already know which one it'll be, too. Like in my personal life, but like you want to see like which ex shows up.
Oh, there
And
you
it's
go.
like, I still loved him, you know, I should have told him. just to get people just to like take the attention and put
Yeah.
them on themselves. You know, I already know which ex of mine it'd be.
Oh yeah, or your friend who like
100%.
you haven't talked to in 3 years, but they're like, he was my best. So they can post every day on Facebook and try to rack up the comments and likes.
They dig up like a picture we had in like 2008, the one picture, and they're like, "Oh my God, look, see, I have a picture with him."
Me and Nick had matching puka shell necklaces.
Yeah.
It was the time.
I want to read the comments on YouTube when somebody breaks the news that Cat Murphy died.
They'd probably still be like, "That's a little league field. Fuck him."
Pussy.
Yeah. Oh, Kent Murphy couldn't defeat death. Bunter. Like, for sure. Knowing our people, I think it'd be
I
pretty
kind of
harsh.
want that on my grave. Nick finally bunted.
I already said I chose mine. It's from the movie Thinner. Die clean, white man.
Die clean.
That's what my tombstone's gonna say. But yeah, I'm all for it, man. I think there's quite a thing to see what people are jamming to.
Yeah.
What are they using me to get out for themselves?
I agree.
That's a fun thing.
Well, speaking of dead people,
Pro segue.
for or against the Free Britney movement. If you don't know,
I don't know all the deets, so fill me
okay.
in.
Well, they did a documentary recently about
Right.
Britney Spears, and everybody's on Twitter trying to cancel people because they're like, "Oh my God, I feel away, and so I got to cancel them because I have a moral high ground that I don't take myself,
Yeah.
but I expect of everyone else, because cancel people are cocksuckers and they can all fucking eat a dick and die.
I think that would get you canceled.
That's good, good. I hope that's the way I go out. But anyway.
Nick finally bunted.
Yeah. See ya. So there was a documentary about Britney, and that sucks because like she really did have like some mental health shit, and like her dad's a real cocksucking piece of shit. But like the root of the documentary is this group of like people that went to the courthouse because she was trying to get her conservatorship removed.
Right.
And they went to the courthouse with like "Free Britney" signs, and they're like, "Free Britney! Oh my God, we got to free Britney!" You know what I mean? It's just like people there, and they were like, she sent like a tweet out or something. Britney did, and she was like, "Thank you to my fans that showed up." And the one girl that was like part of the Free Britney movement was like, "Oh my God, she just acknowledged that we're doing the right thing, and like, and she knows that we've done our research." I was like, "No, like she just said thanks to my fans." Like, you fucking numb nuts.
Yeah.
So for or against the Free Britney movement.
Now, like that girl making Britney's horrific life experience about her, I'm not for that.
Yeah.
Now this is what I think I have an understanding of the situation, which is because Britney Spears had a public series of mental lapses, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't know if it was a full mental breakdown,
yeah,
whatever.
but it was something.
She had erratic behavior
Mm-hmm.
that essentially now her dad has control over all her money.
Of her estate, yeah.
That I could not be more against.
Yeah,
That's
I'm against
fucking
that.
crazy. So if that's freeing Britney,
Yeah.
yes. Because from what it seems on the outside now is that she was a fucking kid foisted into the kind of fame that like only the Beatles would know about. Right? And then who the fuck could behave normal in those scenarios?
Nobody.
Right?
Nobody.
So she finally had enough. She started lashing out, and now her dad just fucking has her money. Like she has children and shit. It's crazy to me.
I'm for Britney Spears.
Yeah.
I one of my original crushes in life. Like
I remember the speech meet
Yeah.
where that video hit.
Oh baby, baby, and I was like,
And this was before
holy
phones.
fuck.
So someone actually had a VHS recording
I was like 7th
of the video. We went into an abandoned classroom and watched it.
Bow now.
And it was the Catholic schoolgirl. It was incredible.
It was one of the
and
most
she had
amazing
a run
moments.
of amazing songs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm all the way for Britney. I love
Britney.
It's Britney, bitch. I love her.
Yes,
I love her.
absolutely.
But like the movement.
Yeah.
The fact that people are banning, they're like #Free Britney.
Yeah.
Get on board. You know, they're like, but there was these two girls. So basically, what happened to Britney Spears was that her life was overrun by paparazzi and like
Absolutely, yeah.
and people like just exploiting her and like in her life, and that's part of the reason why she fucking kind of had a little bit of a break or whatever it was that happened to her.
Right.
But these two girls now, they do this podcast. And like this is like one of the things that started the Free Britney movement, but they were like, all they do is they talk about how the media like ruined Britney, like this is why she was like that. But all they do on the podcast is literally just like divulge information of what Britney does every day. Like they are what they hate, and they just like they don't understand. They're like, we're doing, but we're more noble about it. Like, no, you're not. You're just a fucking pariah like the rest of them. You know what I mean? You're trying to make money off Britney Spears' name.
Yeah, no,
because
they're
because you're a piece
parasites on
of
the
shit.
body of Britney Spears by definition.
Yeah.
Britney spilled some chorizo in her cleavage. Not exploitatively, but, you know, we need to make
Like,
sure
I'm
that
golden against
chorizo's
it.
okay. Yeah.
I'm for.
Well, yeah, like if the Free Britney movement was full of like lawyers that could help,
Yeah.
I'd be for it.
Well, now they're all on Twitter, like, and they're just like, we gotta cancel Justin Timberlake because like he was mean to her back in the day.
I saw that because the things I
The
kept
documentary,
seeing about
Timberlake's in it for literally about 30 seconds. They do like one little bit about him and move on. Twitter would make you think that he was 90% of the documentary. He's not.
He's not. They were married, right?
Maybe
were they dating or married?
They were dating.
Dating.
And then
Dating,
she got on K-Fed.
Okay.
Oh, Federline.
Oh, that's right.
Remember
I
the
forgot
the
about
backup dancer,
Federline.
yeah.
I remember when Federline got chubby and got the kids.
I've never been more jealous of anybody, like mad jealous than K-Fed. Because I had the hugest crush on Britney.
Yeah.
And then she got with him, and I was like, I'm just as good as him.
Yeah.
Like, I've got just as much going for me as K-Fed.
Well, you're like, you can walk into any gas station and see 3 Kevin Federlines buying smokes. Like, anywhere.
I was like, why not me?
I thought that was cool. Like, if we're being honest, that's
Oh,
what
no,
I
but I got
like.
mad because I was like, why not me?
Well, yeah, you're like, I could get into the club. You're like, maybe that, I don't know who my crushes were at the time. Maybe that Angelina Jolie thing could happen for me. No. Yeah, it's weird because I feel like a lot, like I saw this Billy Eichner's like, we all should really partially cancel ourselves because we were reading Perez Hilton and what. I'm like, yeah, we were all reading it.
Yeah.
Like, this is because I saw the Craig Ferguson where he like was like, we shouldn't make fun of Britney.
Yeah.
And I was like, I like Craig Ferguson a lot, and I think the sentiment is sweet.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, don't we have to like make fun of something like that in a way too? And I don't think you need to make fun of Britney, but you could have made fun of the scenario, the fact that people didn't realize that they were putting Britney out there to slaughter, right? Like,
yeah.
I think, I don't know, it's...
It's like South Park nailed it because they
Yeah.
did that like the human sacrifice episode.
Yeah.
We're like, we'll just go kill one of these other stars.
Well, like, is this going to happen to Kanye in 10 years? We're going to be like...
It's already happened, dude.
No, but I'm saying, are we going to look back and be like, we should have been nicer to Kanye?
Nah, but...
No, everyone hates Kanye now, and we all make fun of him, and it's fine.
That's a big difference. So Britney was just like doing her shit and killing it. Kanye like walks
She
around.
shaved her head.
Kanye walks around calling himself Jesus and telling everybody that he's better than them.
That sounds
So
like
like
a crazy
but he brought that shit on himself. You can't walk.
That sounds like someone having a mental health crisis.
I couldn't agree
saying
more.
He's the
Well,
savior.
and yeah, maybe, maybe.
I mean, where do you draw the line on this shit? That's why I think it's crazy that someone has control over Britney.
Yeah,
because it's fucking insane. Like, I remember seeing that she shaved her head, and it was shocking. I don't know if people.
I was still way into it.
I don't know if people who are young enough can remember. But it was like, this is the like superstar of our age group.
Oh, yeah.
And when you saw that, I remember seeing it. And yeah, if a girl wants to shave her head, great.
Awesome.
But I was young enough
I was way into
that
it.
it still was shocking to see. And I was like, what the fuck is happening?
My crush ran so deep on Britney that because she kind of did that to like get out of the spotlight. She's like, this will get him. And I was like, joke's on you, Britney. And I'm way more attractive.
I'm more in than ever.
Bring that cue ball over here. I want to rub it.
I still remember seeing the news footage and being like one of the top 5 moments. I was like glued to the TV. And yeah, I mean, but I don't know. Like when you put someone like Britney out there, like we lived in LA, and when you would see a paparazzi swarm,
oh yeah,
I was like, who the fuck could live like that?
Yeah,
it's absurd.
Seems awful.
And yeah, we should free Britney by putting all those fucking people in jail.
Yeah,
like those paparazzi assholes.
Oh yeah, they're fucks.
That's unbearable.
They're fucks.
Man. So yeah, I mean, to me, it's just like the whole story is like Britney is just this person, right? This entertainer, and everything around her is just like the more you peel layers away, it's just scummier and scummier.
Yeah,
right?
I know. Yeah.
The paparazzi, the people who are like, oh, now we need to free Britney, and it's about us and canceling. And
yeah,
it's just all sad. And at the end, what? She's like a fucking middle-aged lady now with kids, and like
she's still
you just want her to be okay.
She's still looking good out there, though.
Oh, for sure. But
I follow her on Insta. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I mean, I remember people making fun of the Vegas thing, and I'm like, are you kidding me? She just gets to go to Vegas and make fuckloads of money and sing her awesome
Brittany,
songs?
if you're watching or listening. Brittany. We have a little bit of clout. Not much.
So small.
It's like, it's almost none.
I thought you were going to say we'll divert the paparazzi.
Yeah,
It'll be hard.
Like we didn't, it's like if clout were Bitcoin, like we got in way late and we only have like a 0.2 fraction of one.
We bought like the crashing
yeah, you know what I mean? But hey, I just want you to know I'm here and I'm single.
The way you said that in my eyes, though, like, I was like, oh, man.
I was picturing Britney, though.
That's sweet.
Well, yeah.
That's sweet of you.
It's the hair. It's the hair.
But I'm saying I saw the true love. I saw the true love.
It's one of my. I had two crushes.
Yeah.
When I was about that age, it was Britney Spears and Tyra Banks.
Tyra, really?
Yeah, dude, because Tyra was on the cover of that Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition.
I remember very vividly.
And boy, oh boy, I faked sick for 2 days and to stay home by myself. If you catch my drift.
My crushes were so weird. It was the lady from Species.
Yeah?
Because I thought, like, oh, an alien lady. Like, that's a crush. Jessica Rabbit, for sure.
Oh, Jessica Rabbit. Yeah, I had a crush on her when I was a kid.
Talk about someone who needs freed. She should not be stuck with poor Roger. Yeah, this is a wild story, though, man. But this is... Do you think in the future, what celebrities now are we going to have the free whoever movement for? Army Hammer?
No.
He's out.
Yeah, he wants to, like, eat people.
Okay, now this is something I need to clarify.
I'll eat your children.
Because I was just like, what did he do that was wrong? And I was told he's a sex pest. That, like, he's overly hitting on people. But, like, he's like the Calvin Sampson.
If you asked a lot of my exes, they probably think I'm a sex pest, too. They're like, that wasn't any good. He's more of a pest.
Yeah, you're like a John Leguizamo lover.
Yeah, The Pest was a way underrated movie.
That's a good throwback to the era.
Pest was a good movie.
Yeah. But, so he's a sex pest. But I'm like, he didn't actually, like, eat anyone, right? Apparently Reddit thinks he's involved in 3 serial killings.
He really wants to.
I don't think that's... Like, fantasizing about eating a human being is not... We've all done that.
He was pretty descriptive.
We've all done that.
No, we haven't.
Yeah.
Nah.
You've thought about eating a human
I have not.
I for sure have.
No, ever since I saw that Always Sunny where they think they eat human meat, I didn't want to get that taste for it. So
I was saying this. You know what? I would bet that you have eaten human meat. You don't think some guy accidentally fell into the hot dog grinder?
Maybe.
And they're just like, we can't shut down production.
Yeah.
And so they
like,
send
that's 30
out
cases. We can't afford that.
That's 18 packs. Cecil Fielder's calling for his hot dog.
I don't think that's a comparison, though. Armie Hammer and Britney Spears.
Well, no, I'm saying maybe he's having a breakdown of his own.
I don't think.
And then we're going to come back and be like,
but like,
all he did was
being mad that paparazzi follows you around is one thing.
Sure.
Wanting to eat people, that's just like.
Well, wanting. He's not eating anyone. He's wanting to eat them. The pest part, I don't know the dynamics of that. That seems not great.
Yeah, because
we've all fantasized about eating someone. Nah. That's not a big deal. You never thought if I had to eat a human, how would I do it?
Well, like, okay, I saw the movie Alive, like where the plane crashes and they got to, like, to live, they got to start eating some of the dead passengers. Yeah. I get that.
And a little bit of you didn't get a jolt, like, I would survive.
Yeah, I'd survive. Yeah, I wouldn't die. Yeah,
and that means you're getting a thrill out of it, the same as him.
No. That's sustenance. Because I would sit there and eat a lot of snow first. I'd be like, hold, let me
try. Did you ever see the documentary about the cannibal cop?
No.
It's on HBO. It's fascinating, right? So this guy was a New York City police officer, and his wife and him got a divorce, and he got really into this online blog site where he was writing this horrific fanfic, essentially, about how he was going to murder his wife. Well, then he starts giving her information and her friends' information out on this side of other people that fantasize about cooking women and murdering them.
Yeah.
Then he gets pulled over and he has duct tape and rope and knives in his trunk. And he's like, what? He's like, it's fan fiction. I'm a creative writer. And so, like, it went to court. Like,
he's a method writer.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I had to get in the headspace. You'd be like Stephen King's like, yeah, I drive around with a crazy dog in my trunk. What do you want? But, like, he was, like, this is my catharsis. I imagined murdering my wife. I didn't actually. Yes, I was following her friend and giving out real deets. And, where does the crime start?
It's already started in that case.
That feels like it started.
In that case, yeah.
I was like, this isn't quite the Minority Report case you think.
Hey.
But it's a good doc.
We got to go. You know what? If you're on the free Britney train, fuck yourself. I'm for.
I think I'm free Britney though.
Well, I'm for Britney, but I'm not. I'm talking about the people on the free Britney. That
That's
shit's
the
about
separation.
That's about them. That ain't about Britney. Go fuck yourselves, you canceling assholes.
Whoa.
Fuck you. I hate them. I hate everybody associated with the cancel culture. They can all fucking fall off a cliff for all I care. Anyway, yep. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.